Hi, I'm Maria Menken. We're here at Begin Pilates for our Grace Pilates Method class, and this is the standing part of the class. I will be doing some exercises standing in front of this bar, and I will be holding on to the bar. You at home, please, if you want to do exercises with me, please hold on to a steady chair or a couch or even like your kitchen counter. Also, please listen to your body. We're going to start some knee bends. So making sure that you have the nice posture you had before on your chair. And you're going to stay in neutral spine here. You want to have your shoulder, your rib, your hip, your knee, and your heel all in the same line. In other words, you don't want to stand with your shoulders behind your ribs or your hips behind your ribs. You want to stand in a really nice posture. Also, you want to breathe in and out. And you want to also lift your lower belly and feel that activation at the core here. Holding on to the bar, you're going to go into some knee bends. Do this slowly. And again, listen to your body. If your knees start to feel just a little bit of soreness, you can always modify just making the range of motion smaller. You can do about 10 to 15 repetitions. And then we're going to go to the next one, which is heel raises. This is a very good exercise for balance. You may have your feet apart or together. You can choose that. Apart gives you a little bit more stability. And you can do this exercise holding on or not. You can try a little bit how it is to have your hands hovering over your chair or the place you hold on to. And lifting your heels, think about doing it slowly. Activating all muscles around the ankles and on your calf. And also think about reaching over your big toes. In other words, you don't want to bring your weight onto your little toe, but you want to keep the alignment and bring your weight more onto the big toe. Between the big toe and the second toe, that's the sweet spot. Just about there. Also think about when you go down, don't drop your heels down right away, but take your heels down. Once you get good at this, you can also let go or maybe put just one finger if you feel more confident. And if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can have your arms straight forward. You can have your arms up to ceiling. You can have your arms out. And you can mix and match with all these different variations. And that's your heel raises for you. When you get really, really good at this, you can also stand on one foot and do heel raises on one foot, just like that. And then make sure you do equal amount of reps on each foot. This becomes just a little more challenging because you have your weight only on one foot. Good, so there is double, there is more work on that calf muscle than on both calf muscles at the same time. Great. So now we're going to balance on one foot, and you're going to choose the foot that you like the best or that you think you're going to balance the best and balance on it. When you think about balancing, I want you to have your gaze right straight forward at your eyes. So your eyes need to go for a gaze straight forward. And you want to lengthen from the crown of your head. So think about your spine lengthening and making spaces between the vertebrae. Instead of collapsing, lengthening the spine, it gives you that stability and that balance that you need when you stand on one foot. Okay? And making sure also that we do not lean out and we think about having a footprint awareness. Think about putting your foot down and using each part of the foot, your toes, the ball of your foot, the middle of your foot, your arch, your heel. And again, you can challenge yourself with your arms out and forward and back. And then you're going to try the other leg. And notice difference between one and the other. We are asymmetrical most of the time, so there will be differences, I am sure. Unless you're perfect, and then there won't be any difference. Good. Nice. And as you get better at this, you can make variation like writing your name with the foot, or bringing your foot back and forth, or moving it out and in, and so forth. So now you're going to turn to the side. So you will only be holding on with one hand, and you're going to put your right foot forward and your left foot back, and you're going to do little bends of the knees, and it's like a lunge, very small lunge there. And let's see if you can do it without holding on, and if it feels challenging, keep holding on. Nice. So this is a really important movement because this is the bend that we do when we actually get down to the floor. So this is a really important part of our routine. Nice. Good job. And now we're going to switch, and we're going to put our left foot forward and our right foot back. And we're going to do the same lunge. And we make sure that we put the same amount of weight between the 2 feet, so that we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning back, okay? We are just dropping down. Think about if you had your tailbone, picture your tailbone facing down to the floor. You actually drop the tailbone down a few inches, just like that. Nice. So this doesn't seem challenging, but I'm sure you're finding it a little challenging there. Good. So once you do about 10 repetitions on each side, then we're going to go to the next exercise. So you switch again. You're going to put your right foot forward and your left foot back again as you are taking a step. So we're going to do the balancing exercise on a beam. Imagine you are on a beam like you've seen probably the Olympics. The gymnast doing it, but you're doing it on the floor. So challenging is one foot in front of the other, and less challenging is your legs apart just a little bit more. So let's try first the easier one, and then we can always get our legs together and challenge yourself. So try to balance between the 2 feet, try equal amount of weight between the 2 feet, and bring your arms out. And think about lengthening the spine again, activating your core, pulling the belly in, that's it. And watch that back foot. A lot of people have the tendency to go with that foot that way, so turning out, and that's not really as challenging because as you see, you have a bigger base for your balance. You want to have your feet both parallel. Okay, that's nice. And once it gets a little bit easier, then you can get your legs, your feet, one in front of the other, and then it gets a little challenging there. Good. You can also take a tape and put it on your floor, and you can practice balancing on that tape, and you can actually walk that way as well. We're not going to do this now, but you can try on your own. Then make sure that you try the other foot forward instead, and so that you have that the other side challenge. Good. What do you do if you lose balance? You hold on, okay? Of course. Good. All right, here we are, side leg lifts. You're gonna stand on one foot holding on to your chair or whatever you hold on to, and lifting straight your leg out. Pointing your foot really helps to have that leg activated. So where do we feel all of this is onto our muscles here on the side of your hip there. Even the standing leg is working. This is excellent exercise for balance. Nice. As soon as you do your repetition of 10, 12, no more than this really, you're going to turn around and do it on the other side. Once you get the hang of it and you've done this exercise a few times, then you can maybe try with your letting go, but it's not as easy. Good, and then bring your foot down, give yourself a little bit of a shake there because your hip muscles here are really working a lot, okay? So now we're going to target a little bit more our deep glutes, which is our bum. It's very important to have that activation because our glutes are really important for our stability of the hips and our support also the spine. So you're going to lift one leg up, and this time you're going to have a 90-degree angle at your knee. And you try to keep your foot level, your heel level with your knee. So you're not dropping it down here, but you keep that 90-degree angle at the knee. And holding on, you're going to actually kick your heel back. This is called donkey kick. So this is easy to remember. And we feel it deeply here for sure. Those are our hip extensors working. And after you feel a little bit there, then put your foot down. Take a deep breath in between, holding onto the bar or to wherever you're holding onto. And let's do it with the other leg. Same deal. We're going to have that 90-degree angle at the knee. And please keep breathing. It's good to exhale on the exertion side. At this time, I would exhale and kick. Exhale and kick. Exhaling through our mouth also helps us to connect with our deep abdominals. I wouldn't suggest to do this without hands yet. Maybe next time or the time after that. Good. Nice. Well, give yourself a pat on the back. You did great today.